All right, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Shout out the GOAT summoning Salt. Sorry, I'm just texting basketball. But anyways, I think this is safe. I think we're safe here. I think we should be safe here. Usually we're chilling with the high school stuff. Shout out high school basketball, man. So much fun. But yeah. This is I think this might be the only I mean, okay, I didn't watch the Bruce aside from the Bella Vista game, which I don't really think I need to watch. I think this was the only Chipotle game that I haven't watched. But I will never pass up the chance to watch a Cameron and Caden Boozer. You give some advice, 18-year-old connected basketball media. What am I doing with draft? What would it be? Oh, great question. Yeah, I started doing this when I was like really young. I think I was 16, 17 when I started like writing draft stuff. Honestly, just like do work, publish work, keep trying. Like it's I don't know, it sounds stupid, but like I really do believe people who like grind and do good work just, will eventually get out there, just emulate the people who you like. That's what I did. I just like sometimes too much. We're just like, oh yeah, like Mike Gribb and Jackson Hoy had a take on this podcast, so I'm just gonna write about it basically and add some clips. But I do think, again, and just like
in the country,
being friendly with his next you can is always good advice for anything, but especially for basketball
Here comes Columbus.
Not even networking, just like making genuine friends who work in the industry. I mean, I guess it works networking too, but 2026 class better than this year's? Overall, I'd say yeah, just because of the top end talent.
They can gather it.
I think like the lottery depth is a little better in 2025, but ultimately we remember classes. What level shooter do you think Clark will be? Good enough. I buy the pull-up being good enough.
Still pretty deep in the backcourt.
I don't think he'll be like an elite shooter,
but still pretty deep.
Wow, what a pass.
In the back. So Brewster short-handed yet again, but still.
Wait, did he mag Cam Boozer? I think he mag Cam Boozer.
Brewster short-handed yet again, but still pretty
or maybe not. Transition defense.
Down low and a foul's call.
The greatest transition defender I ever saw was West Virginia Deuce McBride. Never seen someone blow up as many like 2v1s in transition as Deuce McBride did.
Yes.
Motor, athleticism.
Celtics, Dave Collins. Yes.
Look at Boozer just switch down and do a guard.
Lefty and through a pass. Could Dave Collins block a shot like that?
Yes, being able to,
baby. Yes, he could.
Oh, not on purpose. Thank you for letting me know. Most overrated player in the league.
Of creating
I don't know, that's a good question.
Distance between him and the offensive player, not just because. Now Carlos, a colleague environment.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone who everyone's hyping right now. Who I don't necessarily agree with all the hype.
Great, they caught the environment. CC was on the visit.
Number 2. I need to figure out who these guys are.
His analysis.
I need to have a roster, so.
The 3, Brewster on the board. Jackson the lane.
Yeah, as always, appreciate everyone. Appreciate everyone who comes out and supports streams and likes and comments the videos and stuff. Definitely hoping, assuming I can figure out the video stuff, keep the draft content rolling.
Pemberton, the sophomore.
And I'll figure something out. Always good. Wait, why is it still on? What the hell? off. Okay. Rock Sengun. I don't know. I feel like I'm fine with rating Şengün highly. I mean, I just think the scoring limitations as like an offensive focal point are still scary. But he's like legitimately pretty awesome. Like I don't think he's like all NBA level. Maybe. Okay, why does this keep going back up? Okay, I don't know what's wrong with that, but all NBA, yeah. I don't think he's necessarily like all NBA level good, but I mean, I guess like among like casuals and like mainstream media, Jalen probably, but I feel like most like I don't want to say smart people, like most like NBA Twitter, like media people, like don't really view Jalen Brown that way. Or maybe they do. I don't know, but oh man, broken clock is right twice a day. That is true. He was right on Şengün. Yeah, I think there's something with like this thing down here. Oh, Dion, what a oh man, 12. I love Caleb Gaskins, man. I wish he was a better, or I don't know about better, but more willing passer. But Gaskins is so fluid and skilled at his size. Who's a top 5 athletes that were scouted? Twins, Zion. Those are like the 3 that immediately scream into my head. Or Twins and Zion. Good question. I'm trying to think just like all time who are those are the easy 3 ones that come out to me. I mean, Mobley is honestly pretty crazy. Like I feel like he's up there. AD is probably up there, like for like the historic scouting. I'm trying to think of like other recent, like stupidly good athletes. Usually they're good prospects. Jaden Ivey, yeah, Wemby. I mean, I think of Wemby as like a different bucket, but yes, definitely Wemby. Good question. Yeah. Oh, Ant as well. Ant for sure. I'm sorry, Firefish. That's amazing. I'm crying. Is there any to old mocks from pretty? Yeah, I have all of my boards from stuff since like 2019 posted on Twitter. If you just search like my name and like 2019 board or 2019 top 60 or something like that, yeah, every opinion I've ever had is available on the internet. But if you have any specific questions, I can also answer. Fire, that's the best. I don't like pin this. That's the best. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. That made my day. Caden Boozer, man. I think I've watched this play like 6 times laughing at that. I love Caden Boozer. He's so underrated. 247 came out with 247 dropped the new what I think they dropped their updated ranking in 2025 and they had Caden at like 24. I'm like, how do you have Caden at 24? Like there are not 10 better players than Caden Boozer in this class. Like, he's just a good fucking player. Like, and he's super young too. Especially because I don't think they do off of Caden Boozer's movement pattern was kind of weird. AJ Mitchell. Interesting. I feel like they maybe look kind of similar. I'll watch for that. Ugh, I'm so sad that AJ got hurt. It was sad doing my like all rookie teams and my rookie content and not being able to talk about AJ like I wanted to. He was so awesome. I mean, I loved AJ and he was better than I thought he would be as a rookie. Like he was so good before he was like on playing like an all rookie first team guy before he got hurt. He was so good. Good pass by Gaskins through the zone. Nice. Boozer going up. Have I? Yeah, I saw that Jacob Wilkins is a hilarious athlete. It is obvious that he is Dominique. It's like, oh yeah, that one is Dominique Wilkins' kid. Dominique Wilkins, one of my all-time goats, by the way. Guy who played like 20 years, 15 years before I was born, by the way. One of my all-time goats. Jackson Richardson also so good. This Columbus team is awesome. I think I like it a little more than the Columbus team last year with Jace, just because I think I enjoy watching Gaskins a lot too, and Jackson is just like better than he was. What happened? But both teams are fun, and just like every Boozers team is great. It's just like the Twins, where I'm like sad that this is going to be the last, or next year is going to be the last year probably ever that we see the Boozers playing together. I mean, I guess it's like possible, but still doesn't feel like I wouldn't bet on it. Or it was like that with like Amen and Nassar in OT. All right, Boozer. Hey Brandon, how's it going? Just watching some high school stuff. Talking about how underrated Caden Boozer is. He's so good. Gaskins. Isaiah. The two. Evan's interesting. His like decision to me is going to be really interesting. I do think he's one of the most like, I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm like, in terms of like what I would imagine, I'm like, yeah, I could see him going either way with that. Honestly, that's really interesting. I don't know if I take him in the first try. I don't know. I could get there. It's just like I've gotten burned by these like super thin like shot maker scorer types before, but I think Evans is a better shooter than all of them. Amen or Cooper? I'm taking Cooper. I mean, I love Amen, but I think Cooper's probably the level. Though I actually did say that I'd think about, I don't know. Maybe Amen is that level, honestly, because Amen versus Peterson, someone asked before. The Boozer Moonballs, his arc is a little much probably, but it's crazy. But yeah. Camp Christian Flowers, let's go. Agua Caliente Clippers, baby. Sion James is great. Big fan. I like guys with like weird body types and skill sets for their body types, and Sion is that guy. Like Caden with another reflection. Such a ridiculous defensive prospect. But yeah, I like James a lot, assuming his shooting is just gonna work. I like the jumbo ball handler thing. He's a really smart passer. Defense is great. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I mean, obviously older, like later breakout guy, but still, I think a really good player. And what a block by Caleb Gaskins. Sits down, slides, flips his hips. He's such an impressive athlete. Yeah, I remember seeing some good GTV Instagram posts about Flowers and Cam Christie going off in the G League. Shout out G League TV on Instagram. What a great account. I need to pull up this roster for Brewster so I can know who's playing. I'm like, oh, I like that guy. I know Sebastian Wilkins is one of them. 13, that was Preston Fowler. Ibuka Akori is the one who I've been liking as well. Sion, I feel like second round is going to be his range. I mean, if he has a good pre-draft process, I can see him rising into that like early mid-second range. Honestly, I could see that. That's like the high-end case. College is best for player development. Good question. I mean, Houston stands out. Houston's always really good. I think they just get their guys ready. Gonzaga was always awesome, but not as much in recent years, honestly, with Gonzaga stuff. It's a good question, though. Is your biggest "I told you so" with a prospect busting? Good question. I mean, there were some where it was like kind of everyone's take, or like it wasn't my own take. Like it was like the consensus draft Twitter take to like Cam Reddish or yeah, Michigan State is when I thought of as well. That's a good point. Like Cam Reddish, James Wiseman, I don't know, like Book Knight. I guess I don't know, Book Knight, I was super out on. Davion Mitchell, I was super out on. Who else was I out on? Obviously too early for like 2023 and 2024. Yeah, I think I had Cam Reddish like 19th or something on my big board that year. Yeah, that was like the consensus draft Twitter opinion, though, that he was not a very good player, which unfortunately is kind of the case. Yeah, Cam Reddish was like a low usage off ball wing that couldn't score in the paint in college. He was like a defender. He was like a 3-and-D guy. Like the second he stepped on the floor at Duke. After being this like mega creator in high school. Definitely a good like lesson for trying to evaluate like high school creators and whether or not they're legit or not. Gaskin's such a good mover. He's like strong, but he got it. Big fan of a courier here. What is his 25 4-star going to Stanford? Cool. Okay. Definitely looks like a 4-star. I can see that. I think Khan is like tiers better than McNeely personally. I think he's basically better at everything except for foul drawing. Honestly, like actually has on-ball juice. Like I think is better defensively. Like Khan obviously has his defensive issues, but like his positioning, I think is better. Or as a low man, I just think his feels a little higher. McNeely's defense was pretty rough to me in a lot of games. Was I in? I was in on Killian Hayes. Maybe not as like I didn't have him number one that year. Like some people had him like over LaMelo or stuff for number one. I didn't have him that high, but I still had him like top 2, top 3. But I stand by Killian being a good prospect who just hit like his lowest possible shooting outcome. I mean, I think we probably overlooked like his handling and speed limitations a bit, but he was a good prospect. I think that like clearly showed himself like a really like possible guy who could develop into a much better defender or passer if he actually could shoot a lick. But yeah, no, I think I have not many regrets being high on Killian. ESPN Deportes. I love that. Shout out ESPN Deportes. But yeah, I'm not no, I need to really like lock in and watch a couple like a couple more Wolf Michigan games, like solidify my thoughts. But ultimately I see him more as like a role player. I don't know if he's gonna have the scoring off the dribble or like the shooting's gonna be solid, but I think without like I think he's always going to be limited as an advantage creator and like a driver. And the shooting to me has to be really good to live in that world. And with him just being like a really like questionable decision maker, like there's a lot of ways that could go wrong. I don't know. I hope not. I hope Malawash is fine. I don't read into things. Yeah, I'd take Con top 6 as well. I agree with that. I don't think France produces top talent. I mean, they have good development. They just like always have successful youth teams. They invest a lot into basketball. Obviously, their league is good and full of a lot of former NBA guys. I don't know. I think there's clearly like a basketball culture over there in a way that there just isn't in a lot of other European countries. But you know, I mean, a lot of European countries have it to an extent, but not like England or Italy versus France. But Luca going third is like, I think like the first ever draft I like paid attention to seriously was 2018, and still nothing has ever been more insane to me than Luca going third. Like I was like 17 trying to like figure out how to scout players, and even I was like, oh, this Luca guy, he should be the easy #1 pick, right? Like he's the MVP of he's the MVP of the EuroLeague as an 18-year-old. Like, it's like the bell curve meme where it's like the guys on each end, like the smart people, and the one in the middle is dumb, and it's like the guys on the ends are like, he's 18 and is the MVP of the EuroLeague. And that's the minute like, but he couldn't do it in the I don't know. In fact, I picked Jared Nikos. No way, man. That's crazy. Traore top 5. I can't get Traore or VJ that high, unfortunately, but I like both of them a lot. They're both super fun. Not the greatest decision there by Gaskins, but I get it when you have a player like Richardson to just throw it up to. Taj Gibson plus. I feel like that's a little disrespectful to Queen, even though Gibson was great. I just think like he has so much more offensive juice, and he's also like, well, he also like doesn't have any of Gibson's like rim protection or motor stuff as well. Ayton, I thought, was a good prospect. Like, I think Ayton was a fine, like, top 5 to 7 pick just because his tools were so great and his touch was great and he was a really good defender in college. But obviously, #1 was crazy. And Bagley was not, I don't think, that good. Ayton, I do think, was a good prospect, though. Like, I don't think him going top 5 is crazy at all. But obviously, going that high over the guys he went over, pretty nuts. The tournament make me that much lower on Condon? I don't think the tournament changed my opinion on Condon, honestly. I still view him as like a late first round guy. No, Carter's better than Bagley. Man, Wendell was a sick prospect. What did I think of what trade back then? The Luca trade or the Luca Trey trade? Is that the one that you're talking? And he said, I don't want to get Houston drop 10 spots on my big board. Maybe that should be a reason to move them all back up 10 spots if it's against the same team that just like beats you over the head with a bunch of gigantic jacked dudes for 40 minutes. Trey was an unbelievable prospect. I have a couple of Trey videos on my YouTube channel. He was just unreal. Like casually, I loved him at the time. I wasn't so like locked in and experienced as I am now, but I was like, oh man, he's like the best passer ever, and he's shooting from 40 feet. He must be sick. Pre MPJ rivalry with Luca is the #1 pick. I don't think so. MPJ, Mizzou legend, probably not. I just don't think Luca was that. He's Luca. Was I Mo Bamba guy? I don't remember. I think I probably felt similar to consensus about him. I think so. I would take Hauk in the late first as well. Yeah, it's good that MPJ. I'd love to see you react to watching the Ringer NBA. Okay, maybe we can make it. I have not seen that. That does sound like a fun idea, though. Hauk late first, absolutely. I agree. I put him in the top 20 or 21 in my dude. Hauk is so good. Believe in Hauk. He's just so good. Look at me being a giant hypocrite. Let's look at the BPM. Look at the BPM for Hauk. Do you find yourself revising your draft philosophy today? Constantly, yeah. I think every good draft person is constantly adapting and changing and adding things to their philosophies and ideas. I mean, not like maybe so like the core tenets, like I need my players to be high feel. I need them to create advantages. I need them to play defense. Like that stuff isn't like, dude, Hauk was so good. Hauk was so good in the tournament. He was good all season. I just think Hauk, like, I'm gonna bet on like dribble, pass, shoot, wings with his kind of athleticism. The dribble is a little more theoretical, but I think Caden. I don't know. I'd say like 50-50 for Caden being a one and done. I think I'd lean yes if I had to. Yeah, I think I'd lean yes, but Phylon comp. I stole this one from J. Kyle Mann, but I like Conley as like a high-end approximation for Hallie. I mean for Phylon. Just like the same kind of like jittery movers, combo, second guards, really smart, great defenders. What did I think about Jovic as a prospect? Good question. What did I think about Jovic? I think I was pro. I'm gonna look up my old tweets. But I think I liked Jovic. Okay, yeah, I think my Jovic pauses. I think my Jovic takes were generally pretty. Okay, I think I had him as a lotto guy. Yeah. I was definitely a Jovic guy. I think Hallie is an elite advantage creator. I don't think he's elite. I think he's very, very good. Definitely not as elite without a screen, though. I think it's just like the way that he passes and shoots force teams to like not play him straight up. But I think Pate should go to college for sure. Very much should go to college. Get his NIL money and develop in the college ranks. Do I have any hot takes for the 2025 high school class? I think Malachi Moreno is a top. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think Malachi Moreno is a top 10 guy. I think Kingston Flemings is a top 10 guy. I think Dante Allen is like a top 30 guy. I think Jaden Toom is like a top 20 guy. I think other guys I'm higher on in this class. I generally just assume with college basketball these days that there are no more rules. Bench creation from you. That's funny. Hallie's my guy. Yeah. Nothing is absolute in basketball, Never just like they need, and if they can't create advantages like the elite players, they can't be elite. Everyone has. Bronny thoughts. I still think Bronny is good. I still think Bronny will be good. I think he's going to be a rotation player. I mean, like G League stats or whatever. Like it's kind of like the low baseline for what I expect from like legit NBA players to be dominant in the G League, and Bronny has done that. That seems good. Moreno and Quaintance fit is going to be interesting. I think those guys are like collectively wingy enough. Like both of them can dribble. Moreno can definitely pass. Quainton says that flashes it. We'll see how he develops, but I think that could work. If Bryce makes the league, that will be will that be nepotism? Anything can happen, man. Who knows? Maybe Tommy Lloyd will get him right. Hey Alex, appreciate it. Outside of Flag and Queen, I'm a fan of the Wizards young core. I don't think it's a controversial take to say I like what they've been doing the last year or two. I like the prospects. I like the rookies they've got. I like Bilal. Outside of Flag and Queen, I mean, obviously Harper. I mean, I think Flag and Harper are obviously the ones you want the most. Like, you just get like the real high-end blue chip guys. Who else? I can see VJ being fun there. I could see Murray Boyles being fun there. Would take to maybe one day. I don't know. Prospect Harper or Harden? Probably Harden. I have a James Harden video on my prospect James Harden video on my channel. You should check it out. He was a god. Anyways, I think I have to end the stream, unfortunately. But thanks everyone for coming out. I can do any last questions if you have them. But otherwise, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all of the stuff on the channel. Always appreciate the support on these late night streams and all the videos I'll have over the next few days. I think I might do a video on Jonathan Mogbo's triple-double just because I love Mogbo. That guy's my GOAT, and I'm so happy for him cooking. First rookie with a triple-double this season is so awesome. Sleeper contender, like in the NBA? Give me my Pacers. I'm going to be biased. Let's go. NFL, I have so many NFL draft takes. I can talk about that next stream. For my Colts, so out on Tyler Warren. Do not want a tight end. Love Jihad Campbell. Travis Hunter is the GOAT. This draft sucks. I don't know. Anyways, good night, y'all.